Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rich Games. I'm your host, the enlightened excited one. Joining me is the devastating Dungeoneer himself, Mr. David Lasby.
Hey everybody.
Hopefully you guys enjoy our Pow Block Clubhouse quiz and David's reaction. I kept rewinding it over and over and it's just like, oh wow. And joining us is our special guest, the jumping Jehoshaphat, who just joined Boss Rush writing team, Mr. Jack Brough.
Hey, how is everybody?
How are you guys? How you doing?
Doing well. Happy to be here.
It has been a weekend. I would say that for me. Had to sing at a funeral, and after the funeral, I had to go drive to work, and so doing 80 on a highway is kind of fun and yet terrifying because you don't want to get pulled over by the cops or anything.
Ed, are you self-incriminating on our show here?
I'm just saying, I was on the highway following the traffic of speed, and I realized that my car was doing 80 when I thought I was doing 65.
Oh my goodness. Ed, I don't think we've ever talked about you singing before. I didn't even know that was something you did.
Yes, I did. So, I've been singing since 5. Definitely singing in my church choir, singing in my school. Got a chance to sing at Epcot in high school. Got a chance to sing in Canada. And my friend, who is one of the worship leaders at this particular church, I sing with him on occasions when he goes out. Like, he'll ask me. So he asked me this Sunday to sing for his pastor's funeral. So I was able to go sing. I thought I was only going to do like maybe 30 minutes. I was there for the whole program. That was 2.5 hours. So I'm like, I need to be at work. And so, yeah.
No wonder you were driving 80 then.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a really good funeral. And I think that's why I made the tweet out Sunday telling everybody, have a great weekend. And I think we always keep telling people, tell them that you love them, always be positive to them because like you never know what will happen to somebody. And the day that they're gone, that's kind of it's a emotional and mental thing when you're not able to see that person anymore because you find out they're gone or something. So yeah, not to bring the show down because this is Pow Block. Jack, what you been up for the weekend?
Not much. The weather was nice, so I got to spend some time outside. So get the kids out, run around and stuff like that. Other than that, it was a much calmer weekend than you had.
What about you, David? I kind of see that you, and I have a question for you, because you beat a certain game that you're going to talk about at Playing with Power, and
right.
You said that was your first time, right?
It was. Yep. Okay.
So did you give I think I gave you the response of yes, 3 Yoshi coins, correct?
Oh yeah, I got my Yoshi coins. I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about that and Playing with Power. No, it was a good weekend. Like you said, Ed, I rolled credits on a game that I've been wanting to beat for a while, which was great. And my weekend got off to a little bit of a rocky start though with my dog, who is he's this beast that eats everything, and so my daughter dropped a bottle cap, and it was like an oversized bottle cap, and he immediately gobbled it up and it was in his mouth, and I looked at him and he looked at me, and I was like, I slowly reached for my son's potato chips to like try and like convince him to let it out. And as soon as my dog knew I was going to try to get from him, just nope, it was gone. He just swallowed it. So I was just and of course it was, at that point it was like 8:45 on a Friday night after like a long week, and I was so tired. And it was just like, well, I guess I'm going to the emergency room with my dog to have his stomach pumped. And, 5.5 hours later at, 2 something in the morning, and I got home and everything was fine. But man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's not even the first time he's done that. So.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Well, we're going to get to some quick housekeeping. This is episode 238 of Nintendo Pow Block Podcast. Each and every week, we come together to talk about games and everything we love about them with our friends. You can join us live on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/BossRushGames Live and be a part of the conversation. But if you can't join us live, no big deal. Sorry about that. Sorry about that again. You can head over to youtube.com/BossRushGames and BossRushGames.com to watch the show or listen on your podcast service of choice. Remember to subscribe, follow, rate, and review wherever you consume us. It helps us out with discoverability. And check out our family of shows wherever you listen to your podcast. And everybody, please join us on our Discord channel at Boss Church Games. We talk everything Nintendo, snacks, PlayStation, Xbox, Destiny, Monster Hunter. Talk about writing, showing off our fur balls, our friends, with the pets, and more with that. So do come and join us on our Discord channel. But we're going to get into our Snacktendo. David, I'm going to start with you. What have you been snacking on?
Oh boy. I've been making a lot of like club sandwiches and stuff this week for lunch, and I really love a good dill pickle. So kind of been making a variety of like pickle related sides. I also, in addition to dill pickles, really like gherkin pickles, the little like sweet ones, which are my favorite side to have with sandwiches. So it's been kind of a sandwich week for me.
Oh, nice. What about you, Jack? What have you been snacking on?
The new snack I've had was the Cheetos Crunch Pop Mix. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, we saw it at work.
Okay, yeah. So it's cheddar cheese popcorn mixed in with Cheetos. They're basically the same flavor, but the different textures together make it unique. I enjoyed it. It's definitely worth picking up and giving it a try.
Oh, okay, nice.
So, other than that, nothing too exotic, but that was the new find for me.
All right.
What about you, Ed?
So I picked up this because it came in our store. This is the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar.
How is it?
It's okay. I
Can you tell a difference?
Yes, I can. And I actually bought a Diet Dr. Pepper, and the Diet Dr. Pepper is better than this. I guess without the sugar. And this one, it tastes odd because you're used to the flavor. Now I think if they did a cherry version of the Zero Sugar, I think it would give it more of a kick. But for people who are diabetic, who can't really do sugar, this is a good drink for them to get. So it's not bad. But this one, this is the Sun Chips Chile Lime. When I tell you that this is probably the best chip with that flavor on it, it pops in your mouth. Not only do you taste the chili, you actually get an aftertaste of some good lime. And you can probably scarf through the whole bag. Like, it is so addictive, so good. It does get spicy, so you got to take your time with it. But, man, I was just like, oh, my goodness, this is the best ones that I have. I like Doritos got some kind of lime flavor. There's some other chips that have lime. But this one, yeah, it's not only is it good, delicious, it's healthy, and I do recommend anyone who are too like spicy chips and stuff. This is definitely get one to get.
And so first of all, I don't know if I've said this before, but lime and chili is my favorite chip flavor ever, and Sun Chips are my favorite chips. So I think you've got like the perfect chip for me there.
Yes, and it just released. It just came out. Thursday we got it in our store. I didn't get to see it till Saturday, and I was just like, "Oh, what is this?" And yeah, it's a hit. It definitely.
All right, I'm gonna have to take a trip to the store here.
Yeah, I think you got me sold too.
Yes. Do want to give a big shout out to Shane Kelly from Another Zelda podcast. He sent in some beautiful pictures. Like, I think he's making fajitas. He got some. Yeah, he made some fajitas, but he also has like some sushi. He also had like just like I think he had sake in and everything. Like he had such a big plate. Hold on, I'm just getting yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. It's just it's the Dr. Pepper, so sorry for the burps. He had sushi, fried rice, yaki udon, and crab ragoon for dinner. And the pictures he sent, I was just like, I am shouting you out. It's from his local restaurant, Manitowoc in Wisconsin. So, no, Shane. So shout out to Shane Kelly for that. And if you guys want to get a shout out, come to our Discord channel and hit us up with all your snacks and everything, and we'll give you a shout out here on Pow Block. But we're gonna get into the Game Boy facts or Game Facts events. And last week we had a debate about a certain question, and it dealt with grocery shopping on a sewing machine. And I didn't think Nintendo would do a sewing machine. And David, you mentioned, and that would be a good Game Fact event. So I took your word on it. And so this little article comes from Fanbyte, and I'm not going to read it all, but Kelsey Loon, who is co-director of the Video Game History Foundation, explained in her video that Nintendo first collaborated with the Japanese Jaguar International Corporation, which developed the new Yale JN100 sewing machine. The JN100 didn't come with a Game Boy, based on the idea that most Japanese households already had one. A special operation software titled Raku by Raku Machine, Easy Sewing Machine, developed by Natsume, allowed users to control the machine with the Game Boy and customize stitch style as well as a variety of patterns like shapes and letters. Coming in 6 colors, the machine's clear plastic shell echoed the aesthetic popularized by Apple and partially adopted by Nintendo at that time. So yeah, I was shocked about this. Oh, go ahead.
Wait, hold on. So you could control like an actual sewing machine with your Game Boy?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking at it up on eBay right now, and yeah, they sell it for like $350.
Oh my goodness!
Just the game alone is $100. So that looks pretty cool.
You know, that's so funny. I mean, that just really illustrates how much Nintendo has always been about doing things outside the box.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow,
so, and I was just like, because I've never heard of it until Jacob said something, because it was in Japan, and then they did bring it over here to America, but no one talked about it. Like, I didn't even see no kind of software or anything for it. So it's, yeah, if you guys are interested, take a look at it. So,
man, that must have been rare if you didn't know about it, Ed, because I feel like you've heard of everything.
Exactly. But everybody, that is our Game Fact event. So we're going to get into Family News. David, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Ed. Well, we do have a brief announcement first, like Ed mentioned earlier. Jack is one of our newest members to the BossRushGames.com website, and we're still looking for more writers to join our team. So, are you passionate about video games, enjoy writing, and you're hoping to find a place to publish? Go ahead and give us a shout out, give us a message. You can find us on Twitter, or you can email us at opportunities@brg@gmail.com. That's opportunities@brg@gmail.com, and let us know that you're interested.
Yes.
All right. Well, our first story today is that Nintendo details Animal Crossing New Horizons' big first anniversary update. This, of course, released just a few days ago. And some interesting stuff showed up in the 1-year anniversary pack. So we have the anniversary cake itself from Nook Inc. Made a first anniversary cake to commemorate the occasion. There's also the Sanrio Sweetness. Ryan Craddock from NintendoLife.com reports that you can add some Sanrio sweetness to your island. Starting March 26th, the Animal Crossing Sanrio collaboration pack will be available for purchase at Target stores across the U.S. at a suggested retail price of $5.99. You'll be able to use these 6 vibrantly designed amiibo cards to invite cute and colorful Animal Crossing residents inspired by popular Sanrio characters to your island, including Rita, Chai, and Toby. These amiibo cards let you exchange bells for special Sanrio-themed furniture and fashion items in-game. You can even invite the characters to Harb's Island for a fun photo session in Phototopia. There's also the upgrade to the Custom Design Pro editor. It'll provide a more robust set of features, allowing for customization of umbrellas, small flags, uchiwa, and photo stands. And a brief note on those umbrellas. I don't know if you saw today going around Twitter, but people have already found very creative uses for the umbrellas. I believe it's called the forced perspective, where the way the umbrella is shaped, it looks like it's a little box. So people have put like cats or 3D images on the umbrella, and it looks like a new item in the game. Somebody even made a GameCube one, which is just fantastic.
I saw the GameCube one. Yeah, that was neat.
It was phenomenal. A few other things for the pack here really quick. There's a custom design portal. You can now add the custom design portal found in the Able Sisters stores directly to your in-game Nook phone app. So if the store is closed, you still got that. And then lastly, there are seasonal items. Spring is in the air, and with the changing of the seasons comes a range of new seasonal items. So for our consideration this evening, what are your quick reactions to the 1-year anniversary of Animal Crossing New Horizon? Not just for the update, but recognizing that this game is at the 1-year point. Do you think the game will continue to have the kind of following and hype that it had in year 1, in year 2? What do you anticipate in terms of new contents and surprises this year? Gentlemen, I'm not sure. I know that some of our other hosts play a lot of Animal Crossing. Do either of you play Animal Crossing, or do you have any thoughts on this?
I have thoughts on this one. I really love the Hello Kitty deal with that. And that's so cool because Hello Kitty do have games on Nintendo systems, but to like bring one of the most popular and iconic kind of like cutesy plush or like franchise to Animal Crossing, combining that's really awesome and everything. Going forward, I think the hype is still going to continue. I think people are still going to be buying this game. People, Animal Crossing does have a big community, and I think throughout the year, if they keep doing good deals with other properties or bringing in more like fun holiday stuff, it's going to be a strong year again for Animal Crossing. So yeah, I think it's going to continue to go strong.
All right, Jack, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's really going to continue. My friend's daughter is 9, and just seeing somebody in that age range just talk about something so fanatically is great. And I was earlier today, I was at Target, and there is a ton of kids' clothing, around that age frame, that is all centered around, along Animal Crossing, and both boys and girls. I saw walk by a display of it. So if they're focusing on that style of merchandise with this, I think it's just really going to continue it. And with the continued updates with have the Nook phone app, the custom design portal. That should have been in there much sooner, but I'm glad that they're still making those updates to make people go, okay, this is more convenient, and be able to continue moving forward. But I think it's just going to continue gaining momentum.
Yeah, those are great points, Jack. It's funny that you mentioned the Target clothing line. My daughter definitely has a couple of those sets of clothes that, with Tom Nook on it and Isabel. So, I think it's really interesting because I wonder, a year and a half ago, if you'd asked Nintendo what their big IPs are, if they would have included Animal Crossing. I mean, no, it certainly was always a popular one, but in their sort of upper threshold, because now it's really clear that Animal Crossing is one of their big ones, right? And,
yes.
Of course, selling almost 30 million copies of a game will get anybody's attention, but, it seems to have changed its position in terms of Nintendo's priority this last year. And given that the pandemic's unfortunately not really going anywhere, and that we're not going to have any sort of normal life for a while, I think Animal Crossing is going to continue to be a game that is supported and that people are going to continue to go to find escape. Much the same reason that it sold 30 million copies this last year. So I agree with you guys. I think it's going to be around and we're going to see more success. I'm curious to see what holidays they add in this year or new content, and maybe even surprising people with an expansion pack would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm glad that they are changing up the Bunny Day. I know it got a lot of flack last year. And just the fact that they've shortened it, I think is good good news for the fans, because it seems like Nintendo's listening.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jack. They do seem to be responsive. They're paying attention. You know, there's a few other franchises I wish they'd be as responsive to fans, but I suppose that's for another day. All right, our next story, speaking of successful games here from 2020, Among Us new update launches March 31st, includes the airship map. So this is from Brian over at NintendoEverything.com. Quote, Among Us will be receiving a major update this month, and it will include the airship map. Innersloth has announced. It will go live on March 31st. Innersloth says the update will have new tasks, the ability to pick the room you start in, ladders, and a basic account system for moderation. New free hats have also been teased. Innersloth also shared a statement explaining the delay in releasing a new map, noting the unexpected success of the game and the complications with updating a multi-platform game. So, for consideration, speaking of these games that had success in 2020, like Animal Crossing, what do you think of this latest update and the explanation from Innersloth? Do you think that they will be able to sustain this same kind of success in the year to come, or will this game start to fade in popularity? Jack, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, Among Us is one of those games that obviously nobody can escape it, but I am completely oblivious to the actual gameplay. I've seen some videos and stuff like that. I understand that it's everywhere. I also know that it has a cheap price. I believe it's only $5. Mm-hmm. But I've never played it, so I don't really have any 2 cents on it, other than I'm kind of shocked that it's taken so long to get another map. I believe it was announced at the Game Awards that a new map was coming out, and that was back in December or January. So kind of shocking that it's taking this long, but I guess since it's a smaller game, and since it's on all these platforms, they ran into unforeseen problems, like they said. So hopefully they adapt and continue putting out new maps, because I've heard a lot of people on Discord saying that they don't like that the current maps have grown stale. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ed, what about you? Any thoughts, particularly on the challenges of having a multi-platform game like that and being an indie company putting out a big game, and thoughts about whether or not they can sustain that success?
I think they can sustain the success. I think a lot of people got to realize that when you're making a game for different platforms, there's different things that you got to code. Everything is not the same. It could be running on the same engine, but you got to kind of get things working and make sure they're not broken. So I can understand definitely with them being small and everything. You know, I think it's just a patient thing that people got to wait. You got to remember that Nintendo even had a while of doing this with Splatoon when it came out on Wii U, that you only got like about 2 maps, and throughout the months and stuff, there was really see more maps and everything. And even though they're a big company, stuff like this takes time. And with this unexpected hit of theirs, that probably took them by surprise. So I think just people just give it time. If it drops, it drops, and go in and play in it and have fun.
Well, I've played a decent amount of Among Us. My kids really like it, so whenever we have family time, they always ask to play together. And I think it's interesting that they are updating the gameplay a bit, allowing you to do new tasks and to pick your room that you're starting in, and to have ladders and things like that. I do think that speaks to not only just creativity, but also a need, because I do think the game is getting stale, and who knows, maybe this won't age well. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's going to lose popularity, and that Innersloth is going to have to come up with their next big thing, because at least speaking from personal experience, I've grown tired of the game, and I think there's so much else out there that they're going to need to find a way to reinvent themselves. Now, like games like Fortnite or other games that have sort of repetitive gameplay, the way they faced this challenge is by coming up with season passes. So, maybe there'll be like the season pass equivalent for Among Us. And I know that they did say that they're introducing some new hats and things like that, but maybe they'll introduce the idea of like, achievements or things that way to keep people coming back. Any of those things hit a chord with you guys, or?
Well,
go ahead, Jack.
I was just going to say, how many maps are in the game currently?
Just 3, I believe. No, I think there's 3. Yeah,
there's 3?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I understand why it's grown stale then. So another game like that is Fall Guys. I know that's coming out on the Switch, I believe in June, and I played it a couple times, and I think that they've done a good job of keeping up with the season pass to add variety. I think they're Among Us will have to take a book out of take a lesson from them and really learn to mix it up and start putting out more content quicker.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to our next story. And I know this is something, Ed, you're probably pretty excited about. I know somewhere Dan will be listening to this. He'll be excited as well. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD release date has been announced. So Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster is apparently set to release in the West on May 25th. According to a pre-order window revealed by Nintendo of Europe. And Ed, I just had to add this in and get your reaction a little bit. Are you going to be pre-ordering this, and what are your thoughts about the release date?
Yes, I'm going to be pre-ordering this. Once I think the pre-orders are now happening at Best Buy, and so I got to get my physical copy. I've been waiting for this game ever since they announced it, like the surprise announcement for Switch. It's just great JRPG goodness still coming to it. And I never got to play it on PS2 because Shin Megami Tensei has been a very niche kind of series. And so now getting this remaster and being able to play it on Switch, yeah, I'm definitely excited. I've been waiting for this game to come to give me a release date, and yeah, I cannot wait to get this game and pre-order it.
So I know absolutely nothing about it other than you and Dan getting so excited about it, but I was looking at some of the artwork, and some of the artwork reminds me a little of Twilight Princess. So it kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit. Jack, what about you? Any reactions to this? Have you played the game before?
I have seen these games. My brother is a huge fan of the series and basically anything that Atlas puts out. So I know Atlas would support the DS and 3DS. And it's good to see them actually supporting the Switch because I know it does have a strong fan base coming over. So I guess I'm going to finally have to listen to my brother and actually give one of these a try because it does. I'm looking at some of the screens now, and it does have an appeal to me, and I could go for playing a game like this. It's been quite a bit that I played a long-running JRPG. So, and maybe it'll spark my interest before number 5 is coming out, correct? Ed?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think they have a release date for that yet, but
not yet.
I know that they're working on that, so it'll be good to, maybe dip my toe in the water here and give it a try.
All right. Well, our last story might cause a little bit of fights. Sony Interactive Entertainment and new esports venture RTS have jointly acquired the Evolution Championship Series. So this is straight from Sony's Interactive Entertainment site. In 1996, a fledgling fighting game tournament sparked a cultural phenomenon that drew an international following through its inspiring exhibitions of skill and fun. In the decades since, countless legendary battles in that storied tournament, now known as the Evolution Championship Series or EVO, have been waged in the virtual arenas of timeless games, many on PlayStation consoles. Today, we're thrilled to announce the next chapter in the story of PlayStation and EVO, the world's largest and longest-running fighting game tournament. Sony Interactive Entertainment has teamed up with RTS to acquire EVO through a joint venture partnership. With expertise spanning esports, event management, brand and development, consulting, and game talent management, RTS is a new venture led by CEO Stuart Saw and backed up by investors including global entertainment, sports, and content company Endeavor. Evo co-founders Tom and Tony Cannon will remain closely involved in an advisory role to ensure that Evo continues to service the fighting game community and support its vibrant growth. This partnership marks a new collaboration, bringing together the resources and expertise that will allow us to elevate the global reach, scale, and entertainment in the iconic gaming industry. So that is directly the press statement from Sony about the acquisition. So for you both, what are your reactions to this news when it came out? And what does this mean for the future of Super Smash Bros.? And what does this mean for Sony? So Ed, we'll start with you. What do you think?
This took me for a loop. And because I had just got done watching the Square Enix presentation. And I'm like, okay, that was a good presentation. Let me write things up. What is this? Breaking news. Sony acquires Evo. I'm like, wait, what? And the first thing that came to my mind was, what is happening to Smash? Like everybody else, what is happening to Smash? I mean, I'm not mad that Sony is acquiring this. I think this is a good way to keep Evo alive and actually give it more exposure and tools that they need to get a lot of these games out. And they could probably be like, hey, if you are checking into Evo, this game is on PlayStation and this is a discount week for that game. That's cool. But Smash has been a big thing to the Evo community and to Evo itself. And if Nintendo took it away, because they said they were asserting this, everything, I think it's still going to be there. I think Sony really needs Smash to be in this thing. Everybody needs to learn your fighters, learn Ultimate, get your controllers, your pro controllers, your fighting sticks. You need to get ready to watch it, because if Sony removes this or Nintendo removes this, Evo is in trouble, because it's a lot of Japanese fighting games that a lot of Americans don't know anything about nor play and stuff. So it's a good thing definitely for Sony if they want to sell definitely more copies for people who are interested in playing a fighter casually, or for the fighting community who've been looking for a new fighting game that's not released yet that could come. I would love to see Sony do more 3D stuff, and I kind of would love to see Nintendo to be a little bit more evolved and talk to Sony about that. Get a Smash reveal out, get a trailer out, like really.
Okay, so, Ed, let me ask you this then, Ed. Does Smash need Evo more than Evo needs Smash? Or you know what I'm saying? Because who really needs whom here?
Evo needs Smash, because the thing about it is, I was talking to Jesse. I'm like, I think Smash is the #1 fighting game, or if you want to claim it as a fighting game, you can. If not, it's a party game, melee game, whatever. It is the #1 game that anybody, fighter or not, that tunes in and watches. When it comes to Smash, and just even look at the directs on how many people tune in. Who's tuning into a Samurai Showdown direct? Who's tuning into a Mortal Kombat direct? Justice Direct with the Ninja Turtles. Like, if there was any other fighting game, no one would be talking about it unless they were fans of it. Smash? How many memes comes out of Smash and they're still doing a direct presentation? That's how powerful Smash is. So Evo needs Smash because it's going to get the viewers up and watch. Just watch. The viewership of Evo for Mortal Kombat is only 15,000 people, and when Smash comes, it jumps to 350,000 viewers. Wow. That kind of tells you on the power of Smash than Mortal Kombat is.
All right, so I got some follow-up questions in a moment, but Jack, I want to get you in here. What are your thoughts on this story?
Yeah, I think that Smash is bigger than Evo. Evo needs Smash to stay on with them. So it's really in Nintendo's hands if they want to stick with it or not, or if they want to try and stop it in any way that they can. And, Nintendo's put a stop on some of these tournaments in the past. So it's not that they would shy away from it. So I think that if anything, maybe they could use it as, hey, maybe they could reach out to Sony and maybe have a Sony character added to Smash. I know that the Smash characters are supposed to be locked in, but who knows if this is just something that, the timing seems right. And now all of a sudden we're going to have, to go along with Banjo-Kazooie and Steve from Minecraft. Maybe it's a way to get the last big tier into Smash, which has just been a celebration of gaming in general.
Yeah. Real quick, Ed. So, I think that's a great point that you bring up, Jack. And I do think this is going to tell us a lot about the state of Sony and Nintendo's relationship, right? Because we know the past between those two companies. We know that they occupy similar territory in terms of being Japanese companies. It'll be interesting to see what happened. And I just can't help but think, back in the 90s when I was growing up, Nintendo held World Gaming Championships. This is a thing that they've done in their past. And what is to stop Nintendo from saying, not only do you great that you made this big purchase, Sony, but you don't get Smash. And not only that, but we're going to schedule the Smash World Championships at the same time. Right. So it'll be interesting. So the only question that I have about that is, they've already gotten a lot of flack this year from fans of Smash Brothers for, like you said, Jack, putting an end to certain tournaments, particularly with Melee. So, does Nintendo have the ability, and would they do something like that, Ed, or would they be worried about upsetting fans?
No, I think they're not worried about upsetting fans. I think Nintendo will work with Sony because Nintendo's already working with Sony for the Mario movie, and so Nintendo will be. I think Nintendo, if they're open up to, and they know that people will. They know the sale numbers. People will buy characters to learn if they don't got them now to play them in EVA. So Nintendo would be like, you know what? Let's continue to work with Sony. Let's meet the terms that we need to meet, and let's give it to the fans because Sony and Nintendo knows that this is a way to work together. There's no competition. No one is losing out on money. They both could actually gain money from this, from a business perspective. For the fans and stuff, they're going to be wanting to be in EVO because of Smash, and if that Nintendo knows that we cannot lose this fan base. Because even if we do our own thing for Smash, it's not going to be the same as EVO is. EVO is that tournament.
I'm going to push back on that though, Ed, because I know that Sony and Nintendo don't see them often as rivals, but ultimately from a business perspective, right, like they're in competition, and one of their rivals just paid a ton of money, right, for a product that Nintendo could basically pull the rug out from underneath them and do their own thing.
But then you think Sony's going to put out PlayStation All Stars to make it up?
No.
Go ahead, Jack.
What if they put out the PlayStation All Stars? Nobody's going to buy it, just like the first round, Right. And to what David was saying, now there is a Super Nintendo World theme park. There's going to be another one in a couple of years here in the States. That seems like that would be a great place to host one of these events that David was saying, let's have our own Nintendo tournament and just focus on that. And then they could have a double whammy by drawing in the crowd to a place where it's Nintendo's own theme park and then actually hold a major event like that. And if it's held at the same time as EVO, that'd be a good way of sticking it to them.
I mean, that would have to happen like next year or something.
Yes.
But Sakurai is a big fighting fanatic. He knows fighting games on PlayStation, and he knows fighting games on Xbox and arcades and stuff. So he's gonna talk to Nintendo and be like, "Hey, we got one of the biggest franchises. We need to keep it here. I know the CEOs and all that money stuff, but we need to keep it at EVO because Sakurai is going to be watching, not just for Smash, he's going to be watching all of these other games for EVO. And if he doesn't see Smash and EVO, Man, it's going to be you do not want to have a major upset with
But
Nintendo,
Ed,
non-Nintendo, and Nintendo fans.
you've already said though that Smash is bigger than Evo, right? And so, I mean, I think we'll all have to agree to disagree. But you're such a nice guy, Ed. I think you always assume the best motivations, but we will see how cutthroat Nintendo is going to be.
I think Evo. I think because everybody watches Evo when it comes to Smash. When you even think of Evo, you think of Smash, and so it's important that Evo has this game there.
Why though? I mean, that's the past, right? And if Nintendo can make their own thing where they are the destination, why continue to support one of their competitors who's now bought Evo?
When it comes to the fighting community, Evo is top tier. No one was doing anything like Evo as a fighting community, and so people, it's a tradition thing, I would say. People want that tradition to go. If they take Smash, I think people will understand because of Nintendo. They'll be upset or anything, but they will understand. They really going to have to replace it with something that is almost top tier as Smash. And what that could be, it could be Soul Calibur 2. You never know. It could be the Nintendo GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2. And just seeing folks getting beat with Link. And I would be like, oh, someone got the long song with Link. It needs to be like almost on that level. Something got to be top tier to be placed.
All right, Jack, you get the final word on this as we close out.
I just think on the business sense, if Sony's really going to have to make it very enticing for Nintendo. This is Nintendo's property. If they have an issue with it, they're going to try and take advantage of the opportunity. It's just right now I'll wait and see, but I could see it as a business decision to just go, nope, and then just to turn around and stick it to Sony. Okay, this is what your investment's worth. We were the property of Evo. So, we draw in the big crowd. Now we're going to draw away that crowd to our event. So.
All right. Well, thank you for the wonderful discussion that we had. And if you listen to this and you have some opinions, definitely write in and tell us what you think, and maybe we'll give you a shout out on the next show. That has been Family News. Ed, back to you.
Yes. Do we want to talk about the breaking news with Niantic and Nintendo?
Go for it, Ed.
Okay, so everybody know Niantic is the Pokemon Go developer. They teamed up with Nintendo to do a Pikmin game to help with walking, make walking fun. This just broke like probably a couple of minutes ago, so a quick link code to it. Your guys' thoughts? Do you think this is cool that they're doing a Pikmin game?
Anything Pikmin other than Hey Pikmin, I definitely welcome. I love the Pikmin games, and if it's walking, I love anything to entice being outside and being mobile and stuff like that. I have a smartwatch, so like I keep track of all of that kind of stuff. I love it. I can't wait to find out more about the story. You said that it just broke, so I am looking for this news, and I am very excited to be hearing about this.
Yes. David, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like, we're piling up the wins here for Nintendo brands. And, I think about how much my daughter is still obsessed with Pokemon Go, and she played the heck out of the Pikmin 3 demo. And I'm just thinking it's like combining those two things. This is definitely going to be a new feature around our house. So yeah, I think it's going to be a big success.
I definitely, yeah. Would definitely, if it comes up close to the summer, definitely when I go on my walks and exercise, and when I'm at work, I would love to have like the Pikmin with me and stuff. Like I'm doing stock, and I could just see the Pikmin pushing up like can of beans and stuff. I think it would actually be cool. So we will check more of the story. We'll probably give more insight later on. We're going to try to get a write-up of this on Brushfish Games. So by the time you guys see this, come to brushfishgames.com and read that story. I am so interested. That's all I can say. But we're going to get into our doc mode. Now that spring is upon us, we want to look at the games that are being released for the Nintendo Switch till August. What games are you looking forward to, and which ones you'll wait for a sale? Let's discuss. So I kind of looked at Metacritic for this, and we're not going to cover all the games and stuff, but we're going to cover kind of like April, May, June, July, and a little bit of August, and probably like pick up our favorites. There has got to be close to 75 plus games on here. So, David, I'm going to
Ed, really quick, can you just say for our listeners where on Metacritic, or what was where did you find this list so people can go and check this out?
So you can find it at www.metacritic.com/browse/games/release-date/coming-soon/switch/date.
Awesome. Okay.
So, David, take it away. I will be right back, everybody. I had to go to the bathroom real quick.
All right. Sorry to put you on the spot.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Ed. Yeah, so there's a bunch of games that obviously are coming out, and I was trying to pick through them today, and I realized that I'm going to be spending a lot of money on games this year over the next 6 months. So I got a couple that I'll start with, and then, Jack, I'll bounce it over to you so that I don't go through my whole list all at once here. But two that stood out to me that are coming up, this is kind of in chronological order. First one is What Comes After. So this is by the same maker who did Coffee Talk, a game that I just played a ton of, a visual novel style game. And that one took place at a coffee shop in Seattle, and I just fell in love with that game. And we're actually going to be doing a Talk the Walk podcast on that in a few weeks here.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. And so I'm really excited to see what this next game is all about. The basic premise is exploring what comes after death, hence the title. And it's kind of like a lighthearted examination of a very serious topic, which really fits in line with the atmosphere of Coffee Talk. So I'm excited to see what this game maker has. And then the second one that's on my list here is Star Wars Republic Commando. I'm always kind of a sucker for a good Star Wars game, and I'm really interested to see this game come into Switch, and especially the multiplayer aspect of it. So those were two right off the bat that jumped out at me. What about you, Jack?
The ones, even in chronological order, I'm kind of not really too excited up until June when Super Mario or Mario Golf Super Rush comes out. I'm not a golfer or anything like that, but the minute and a half trailer that they showed, it just makes it look incredibly fun. That it's not the slow pace golf routine, and even regular or the previous Mario Golf games have been nothing but fun, but this is really speeding it up and adding power-ups, and then even a story mode. It just looks like it's going to be a blast. Definitely going to be a day one purchase. And one that I'm a big fan of, the Ninja Gaiden series. They have the Master Collection coming out. That's also in June. I actually bought an Xbox just for this game when it originally came out, because it wasn't on any other systems, but that got me to get an Xbox, and I played the heck out of that original game. It's frustrating as can be, and I don't know if I'm going to be playing it with the Joy-Cons, because I think I'll end up breaking those little controllers, being able to try and play that game that quickly. But definitely play that on the TV with a Pro Controller.
Awesome.
How about you? Yeah. Any other games other than those first two?
Yeah. So first of all, I agree with you about the Mario Golf game. Nintendo does sports games so well.
Yes.
Adding in the sort of zany, humorous elements that just make them feel fast-paced and almost arcade-like. So Mario Golf was also on my list, in addition to the What Comes After and Star Wars Republic Commando. A few other ones on my list that jump out at me. I'm really curious about Miitopia. So especially knowing that Grezzo is connected to it now. I never had it for Wii U, and so I feel like it'd probably be a good one for my kids to play as well. So I'm excited about that. This one, I'm a little embarrassed to admit, but DC Superhero Girls Teen Power will be one we probably get in my house because my daughter's excited for that one.
All right.
So.
And I am buying that game for review.
Okay, then we can talk about it, Ed. I know that was like universally panned at the last direct, but my house was excited about it.
To be fair, that game doesn't look that bad. Like I'm not the biggest. I'm not the target market whatsoever, but it seemed like it was built upon a decent enough game anyway. Mm-hmm. So it was like, all right, I'm glad to see that it was featured in the latest direct too.
My daughter was super excited when she saw that. And the last one, of course, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD is the top one that I'm waiting for. And, not on this list of new games coming out, Ed, but it is new content. Nevertheless, is the next DLC for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. That's also one on my list. So, Ed, what about you?
Okay, so I didn't actually get a chance to write out a list, so please, everybody, forgive me. I know you mentioned this Telsa game, that you posted, David. And I think it's coming in April. And I was just like, oh, I need to get this game. New Pokemon Snap is what I'm looking forward to in April. That I plan on getting. I never played Star Wars Republic Commando, so that is definitely one I am looking forward to picking up on it. Disco Elysium, I cannot wait for this game. I told the PlayStation community, the guys at Crossroads, that I'm sorry I cannot buy this game for a PlayStation because I want the Switch version. If it does go on sale, I'll buy it and let it sit there until I beat it on Switch. Saga Frontier Remaster, I'm going to get this. And the only reason I'm getting this game is because Saga Frontier was garbage on PS1. It was hard, difficult, and I did not love it at all. But this remaster seems that they made some life improvements, so I'm going to definitely give it its due. Now, I'm a good old shmup player. R-Type Final 2 and Raiden 6 Mikado Remix. Yeah, they're already going to be purchased and everything ready to go. Blaster Master 3, I cannot wait to get.
That game is excellent. Ooh, it looks great. Yes.
Yes. The Famicom Detective Club, I'm buying both of them. Like, I love detective games, like the Phoenix Wright game, Hotel Dust, Room 213, like anything noir or even anything detective wise, give it to me. I love them. It could be a bad game or anything, and I would definitely take it. You know what? I might try out Knockout City. I really want to see what EA has done, like this new IP for Nintendo. So definitely going to be checking that out. Man Eater, that's the shark game. I'm not going to speak much about that because I probably will buy it on Switch. We talked about Shin Megami Tensei 3 coming, and definitely No More Heroes 3. Like, I cannot wait for that game. I'm going to be just enthralled like you, Jack Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. I'm definitely going to play. The Legend of Mana remaster I'm playing. Okay, so Mario Golf Super Rush. I have to buy it. And not because of the sport, it's because I'm trying to collect all the first party stuff. And this game looks fun. And it looks like, okay, David, Jack, Galatrad, Corey, Celeste, whoever, if we get this game, let's go online and let's golf. And
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even then, like, let's get on this game and have a fun time golfing. I am so excited for that. Disgaea 6, Defiance of... This is the bad thing about this golf game. I know I'm going to get sucked in. I'm going to get in. I'm going to laugh like crazy, like there is no other way. The Silver Case 2425. This is from Pseudo 51, and it contains two games: the Silver Case and the 25th War. These were games that came only in Japan. It was earlier of Pseudo 51's work, and so I'm excited to play that. Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin is a one. David already know the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD day one. I'm like already planning to take the day off for this game. I'm ready to get my pizza, buy some new amiibos. Like I'm ready for this game. Skyward Sword is one of my favorite Legend of Zelda games, and I just the first 2 hours that I played of it, I put my remote down. It was just like I need this. The little penguin birds that you meet. I was just like I need an amiibo and a plush of this. Like I cannot wait to get back into this game, this vast world and stuff. But I'll just stop right there, because I know there's a lot of other stuff in August and stuff like Hot Wheels Unleashed. I might actually try a Hot Wheel game, and stuff for it. I do want to try that shoot 'em up Goose game. It's not Untitled Goose Game with guns. It's not that one, but it's a different one of indie that's coming. It has a title, and I cannot wait for it. It's Metal Gear, not Metal Gear, Metal Slug. Yeah, Metal Slug versus Alien Hominid, and I'm here for it all day long. Here for it. So that's my kind of games. But what do you guys think of this list? Do you think Nintendo is going to have a strong summer with first party, third party indies? Like, how much you think people are going to be spending this summer for games on Switch alone?
Well, I think I just read a story recently that Nintendo was projecting to have their best year ever for selling games, which, I mean, that's a pretty impressive list that they got there now, but the prior year here, they had a record-setting year. So the fact that they think they're going to exceed that, I think not only is this list going to do well, but I think we're going to get some other big announcements this year as well. That's part of that projection from Nintendo.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. I believe that the numbers of the software sales last year, they did 205 million units of software sale, and they're expected to do 250 million. And hey, I'm going off of memory here with those numbers, but that's an incredible increase. You're talking almost 25% increase right there. They're going to have some other major announcements come out, to line up to this. I think this is a solid start to Nintendo's fiscal year. There's tons of variety, but we're not really. And geez, we didn't even mention Pokemon Snap. I don't even think it's on this list that we looked at.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Then
yeah,
I glossed over.
I mentioned I was going to get it.
Okay, that's definitely going to all of the Pokemon games sell like crazy. But yeah, I think that we're going to have a decent summer here, but then they're really going to rev it up here in the fall and getting ready for the winter.
Yeah, and Xbox announced they're doing ID at Xbox, and I'm going to be trying to watch it before I go to work and stuff. And they're going to be covering over 100 games. We don't know what is going to be exclusive to that platform or if it's going to hit other systems and everything. But I could see whatever they show, they could probably also hit Switch also, because Spiritfarer at the time was Xbox exclusive, and because they was only showing it there, and then they showed it on the Nintendo Direct, and bam, the game was out like that. And so we could see stuff like that happening, and I would love to see some of the ID at Xbox stuff do come to Switch, and I would actually love to see Microsoft get it evolved and put in their titles. I would love to see Gear Tactics on Switch for the summer. Like, that would really be cool, because we talked about a lot of Nintendo players are not looking for the big games for Nintendo. We want the smarter games. So give us Grounded, give us Gears Tactics, give us the Halo Wars 1 and 2. Like, give us that stuff, because we want that. These little big games is feeding us. You'll get those $60 out of some people. Are there some games on this list that you was just like, no, what is this? It's not for me. David, anything?
There were just a lot of games that I didn't really even know when I looked at this list, but I mean, that's the beautiful thing about Nintendo, right? Is a game I'm really excited about may not be one that you are, and vice versa. So what I see is a healthy variety of games coming out, and that probably connects back to their projection of good numbers this year. So there weren't any that I saw it and I was just like, ugh, when I looked at it.
What about you, Jack?
Yeah, I have basically the same feelings towards that. I'm just glad that there's a ton of variety in here. Going from a major remaster with The Legend of Mana being in an RPG to Miitopia, where they're technically in the same realm, but it's feeding two different types of people. David, what was that? The first game that you mentioned, the game that was made.
What comes after?
Yes, that was one that, going through the list, it didn't stand out. But now that you gave me that little bit of information, I'm all on board with that. So that game's definitely going to be one that I look out for. So that's the beauty with all of this variety that we have here.
Yeah. I think I'm going to skip on Bed in Wonderworld. Because that demo did not satisfy me. I think that's a game like, you know what? I'll wait to this be like 1999 or be it like in a bargain bin at not GameStop, at Best Buy or something, or even Target. I was just like, this demo is not good. Like, it felt floaty, and to see that Square Enix is allowing this thing to happen, I'm like, no, Square Enix, you guys are on a roll with good games and stuff, and like they're going to be a big presence this holiday. I mean, this summer with all of their remasters and stuff like that, with a lot of RPGs. Like, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, just like you guys, there's not much on here. I'm willing to give a lot of games a try. And stuff. The art, some of these we're just seeing the box art, but I think if we actually were able to see a trailer and make up our mind from that, I would probably be down with it. I feel like Switch is a good place to really experiment and have a diverse library of games. And I may have to buy like 1 terabyte micro SD card because I'm running out of space on the side. And so, but yeah, strong summer, and we don't even know about the Nintendo Direct that may be coming, or if they're gonna do another indie world. Like, I think they got still up their sleeve in May, and then bam, hit us hard with that Nintendo Direct and E3, because guys, if they show Metroid, if they show Bayonetta, if they show not Wind Waker, or if they show
Breath of the Wild 2,
Breath of the Wild 2. I'm probably going to be like, I need y'all to leave y'all job wherever y'all at and get on. Like, I'm probably going to ask David family and stuff, be like, David's family, see if he's passed out on the ground somewhere. If he's not, then please come to my house and get me, because I'm flat out on the ground and stuff. But yeah, this summer is going to be hot, not only with the season, but with a lot of games for Switch. But we want to know what your guys' choices are for this. You can email us at nintendopowblock@gmail.com, or hit us up on Twitter at Pow Block Podcast on Twitter, and let us know what games are you guys looking forward to the summer. So with that, everybody, we're going to get into playing with Power. Jack, what have you been playing with Power?
I just finished What Remains of Edith Finch. It was the first walking sim that I played, and absolutely loved it. It's been a long time since a game story has really stuck with me. It's one of those games where I think I played it in 3 sittings. It's not a very long game, but each time I stopped, I kept thinking about it. And then after it was finished, I can't wait to go back and replay it again now that I know all of the ins and outs of it. So that is definitely the latest game that I finished, and I've been playing a lot of Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, doing a lot of the co-op with my son. It's been a lot of fun, and that has sparked interest in replaying some of Mario Odyssey. with my son as well. So that's been pretty neat seeing him play that as well.
Yes. David, what have you been playing with Power?
Oh man, well, I finally rolled the credits on Alien Isolation, and I gotta say, it was just a fantastic game. It's interesting that comment you made, Jack, about it's been a while since a game has stuck with you, and I really feel that way about Alien Isolation. I found myself thinking about it for the next day or two. I mean, partly it's because I've been a lifelong fan of the Alien franchise, but also just the game is such good quality, and the storytelling is awesome, and the way they build suspense in that game is very different than a lot of games in the horror genre. They don't rely on jump scares. They have this slow burn of tension that just reaches epic proportions by the end of the game. And I just love that. So I've been playing a lot of that the last few days. And then my daughter and my son and I have all been playing the next season of Fortnite, which is they've called it like Fortnite Primal. The island like devolves a little bit. But one thing I realized the last few days is, I've been playing first-person shooters my entire life. I like to think I'm okay with it, but my daughter 1v1'd me the other day in like creative mode, and she just kicked my butt. And I realized, man, my 9-year-old daughter must be playing too much Fortnite because she shouldn't be beating me like that.
Oh, you got to feel proud about that, though.
I was definitely. I was just like, oh my goodness, how much are you playing? But no, it was great. So that's what I've been spending my week playing. What about you, Ed? What have you been playing with Power?
So I picked up Root Film. This is by Q Public Games. I think that's the name of them. I've been playing Star Ocean, First Departure R, another game called Roomverse, Mega Man 11. I played a little bit of Apex Legend, having fun with that. I will say I have Until Dawn. I'm going to finish that quickly because, David, I'm going to be playing Alien Isolation on PS4.
Yes.
So I could talk a big game, but I cannot wait to play this to see if I'm going to be scared or anything. And because of David, I feel like I need to play Aliens Colonial Marines. I don't know why I need to play that game. So if I can find a copy and it's backwards compatible on Xbox One, I'll play. If not, then well.
I think you could be out of luck. That's one of the few games that's not backwards compatible on Xbox One, which just kills me. So it's the only thing I boot up my 360 for.
Okay. And last but not least, playing Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. It's the challenge. I love this hard game. Even though I get in my tail kick, I love that one more again gameplay. Like just like one more again, I could play this. It's that kind of Hades thing almost, where you get in that loop that you know that if you play it one more time, you could probably make it a little bit further, and then realize 2.5 hours later that that one more game was just like, oh, I've been playing this game for that long with it. So that's what I've been playing with Power. I'm kind of jumping around, trying to get a lot of Nintendo stuff done. Root Film is a game that I am going to be trying to do a review for. So it did just come out. So I'm playing a lot of that. And it's a detective game where you are a director who get offered this new film. The thing about it is that the film has been haunted. So you're trying to find out what is going on, and you and your assistant is trying to solve the mystery and everything. So it's very anime. Great artwork and everything. It's kind of like an audio novel kind of thing, but you do some detective stuff here and there. Unfortunately for those who don't like subtitles and everything, the game is only in Japanese with subtitles and everything for it. So there is localization, but all the voices are in Japanese. So, but if you can handle it and everything, hopefully I can get done with the game and you guys can read my review and check it out. But everybody, that has been us playing with Power, and that has actually been the show. I know it kind of feels a little bit short, but I think we got a lot of points across. We had a lot of great discussions, a lot of snacks that we are looking forward to and making. Definitely, I think once the vaccine shots get more available to people and more places open, I think we'll be having more Snack Tendo talk and everything.
Oh yeah.
I want to go to a sushi bar so bad. They're
It's
closed.
Mexican food for me. I can't wait to sit and have chips and a big margarita. So
What about you,
Yeah.
Jack?
I just want to go out to a restaurant, even just to grab a drink, just to feel normal. Even if it's outside. So with the warm weather, maybe that's going to be an option too. So I'm looking forward to that. It doesn't matter what dinner option is there. I just want to be out and being able to feel other people's presence.
Yeah. I kind of want my my apple cider and my cheeseburger and fries. Definitely at a particular place in Wisconsin in Kenosha that I love. Their food is amazing, and I know we're talking about alcohol beverages, but like for kids, Kool-Aid, Capri Sun, water and chocolate milk are also going to be something that we're going to be interested in. I just cannot wait for the summer with games. But everybody, we're going to get to some quick plugs. David, where can we find you?
You can find me at David Lasby on Twitter, and that's also a great place to direct message me if you're interested in the writing jobs at Boss Rush Games.
Yes, Jack, where can we find you?
Well, I recently just joined the Boss Rush writing team, so you can find me there. I'm also on Twitter at GeekBro27.
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatBretcherCode. You can check also my writing at BossRushGames.com. I did the rundown for the Square Enix Presents, so do guys check it out, give it a good read, watch the videos on there. It was a really great show for it. Just a ton of great games that's been announced. I'm really excited for the title stuff, and I cannot deny. I wish that Tomb Raider really came to Switch, because I kind of put on Where You At, Sugar. I want the Tomb Raider trilogy on Switch, and I'll play anything for the cloud. But you also can check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud. World 11 podcast. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I went to a place called Galloping Ghost in Chicago, in Brookfield, Illinois, and you pay $20 and you get to play all the arcade games all you want. So I got to play the F-Zero arcade. I got to play Ikaruga, the Japanese one, with my friend Larry from World 11. I got to play a 4-player Darius game that they only made in Japan and then never came here. They have like the Punch Out game that was on the arcade version and stuff. They have Versus Mario. They have a ton. They expanded. Their arcade is now half of the block that they're on. So they have over 100+ arcade games.
Ed, did you get to play the classic Ninja Turtles or X-Men arcade game?
I did not. I didn't see
those
the
are my
Ninja
favorite.
I didn't see the
Or
Ninja
The
Turtles.
Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Simpsons I seen. I
Okay.
played it. I played it last time. Beat the Simpsons there. I did beat the X-Men there, but I didn't get to play it this time. I played a game called Ninja Kids by Title. For you adults out there, I would say watch it. Do not let your kids see this, because you would be like, oh, they made this game. It is a very interesting beat 'em up, I shall say. But yeah, I had a good time playing there. And for my birthday, I'm hoping to go back late at night and like play Killer Instinct and play X-Men and Double Dragon and stuff like there. And just have a lot of fun. So if you guys ever come down to Chicago, I'll take you there, and
That'd be great.
we could all
Yeah,
because you could go in and out and just play games. We'll probably find adult relaxing place to have beverages. I should say that. But yeah, everybody, that's gonna be Nintendo Pow Block. Before we do leave, just want to say that there was an attack in Atlanta, Georgia, against against some Asian American females and some other people. 8 people lost their lives, and we here at Boss Rush stand with our Asian American fans, and we just want you guys to actually be better, treat people better. For adults who are with their kids, listen to this, like really talk to them about diversity and what respect and love is and stuff, because as much as we love Nintendo and everything, and as much as diverse Boss Rush Games is, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that some kids just don't understand, and we really want to just get that out. Why we keep saying be better, be more, and let's continue to play video games and stuff. Like, that really means a lot to us, to our community, and we welcome anyone and everyone here. This is a safe place, a safe community of fans that love to talk about snacks and games and stuff. What we don't tolerate is hate, discrimination, and things like that. That's something that is not us at Boss Rush. So we just want to say that to the people who lost all the families who lost someone there. Boss Rush send their condolences, and Nintendo Pow Block send their condolences. With it, everybody, have a great week, have a great weekend. As always, let's continue to play video games, be better to one another, be more, be awesome, be you. With that, everybody, we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye. Woohoo!
Night, everybody.
Good night, guys.